The Sodegarami.
Holy jeez. Oh my god.
One of the most intimidating and versatile Japanese pole weapons, the Sodegarami was part of the key arsenal for samurai police during the 17th century. Featuring lethal spikes and hooks, police were able to capture violent offenders from a distance by using the weapon to latch onto the suspects, stopping them in their tracks. Although primarily used in defense, the sharp spikes along with the spiked butt cap made it a menacing and brutal weapon when in combat. Today, the Sodegarami's devastating use can be seen in the HBO television series Westworld.
All right, Bladesmiths, welcome to the kill test. To find out what kind of lethal damage your Sodegarami will do, I will take your weapons and stab and try to snag this ballistics dummy. Rita, you're up first. You ready for this?
Hi.
All right, let's do this. All right, Rita, let's talk about your Sodegarami. The tines you have here penetrates. The hook you have here will rip this person apart. And more importantly, your weapon will kill. All right, Justin, your turn. You ready to have fun?
Yes, sir.
All right, Justin. The tines you have here, it's more of a stabbing tine rather than a grabbing. And this is a grabbing weapon, but that hook does grab onto that. Overall, sir, your weapon will kill.
All right, Bladesmiths, it's time for the strength test, the dreaded ice block chop. Remember, this is not about what these weapons do to the ice blocks, about what those ice blocks do to your weapons. And Rita, you're up first. You get points for theme, I mean. You ready? It doesn't matter, right?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
All right, Rita, got a little bit more of a bend in this one tine here, but everything else is pretty much the way it was going in. Definitely held up, did its job. Good job.
Thank you.
All right, Justin, your turn. You ready?
Yes, I am.
All right, so you survived the strength test. This is a very strong, well-built head for this, but it's built more like a spear than it is for catching. I mean, I'm not sure how effective it would be at snagging the opponent, but it's a devastator. It certainly did the job. Good job.
All right, Bladesmiths, welcome to the sharpness test, the Sandman pierce and capture. To test the sharpness, I will take your weapon, pierce, and try to control this Sandman. Rita, you're up first. You ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, Rita, the points you have on your tines here definitely penetrate when you thrust into that, but it doesn't slice on the way out or capture as well as it should. Your hook over here did its job. Overall, it will cut and control. All right, Justin, your turn. So you ready?
Yes, I am. Oh. That's not good.
He pulled it out of the socket. Well, Justin, we have a problem.
Yes, sir.
This wasn't pinned, was it?
No.
The impact from all these tests loosened it up. And of course, it came off.
Justin, you brought in a beautifully crafted weapon. However, you've suffered a catastrophic failure in our final test. And unfortunately, you cannot be our Forged in Fire champion.
Congratulations, Rita. Awesome. Coming on Forged in Fire, I put my all into it, and I feel like I made a good weapon, but just came up short on a little bit of the fit and finish, and other than that, I'm happy with it.
Rita, congratulations. You are the Forged in Fire champion, and that is the title that comes with a check for $10,000. Congratulations. How do you feel right now? Come on forward and shake our hands. Good job.
It's been a very positive and uplifting experience to be able to do something amazing like this. I hope this will help me become an inspiration to kids, because I can say, look, if you see something and you want to try it, give it a try. Hey, Weeblos, your scout leader is the new Forged in Fire champion. I'm bringing it home. Can I have a group hug, please? Thank you, you guys. Oh, my God.
The Japanese Ono. Oh, yes. Been here to tell you more about it. Historic weapons recreation specialist David Baker.
The Japanese Ono was a long battle axe used by the samurai warriors during the 17th century. Measuring nearly 6 feet long, these intimidating pole axes were used to destroy barricades and smash opponents' armor. After becoming feudal Japan's official police force during the Edo period, the samurai used their Ono to keep the peace, which they accomplished for over 250 years.
All right, Bladesmiths, welcome to the kill test. It's time to find out what kind of lethal damage your Onos will do. Find that out, I will take your weapon and deliver some lethal blows on this ballistics dummy. Let's see if your Onos can be an oh yes. Logan, you're up first. You ready for this?
Yes, sir. Coming into testing, my biggest fear is that the shaft's gonna break, but I made this Ono for battle. It is ready to kill.
Oh, no. Logan, this is a lot of fun. The damage that you did with your design over here, for every chop using this digs in. On the way out, it guts you. Pretty much opened everything and crushed everything in its path. More importantly, your Ono is an oh yes. It will kill.
Thank you.
Keaton, your turn, so you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Let's do this. All right, teams, let's talk about your Ono here. At first, when I picked it up, I was like, oh wow, that's light. But then when I wielded it, I was like, oh yes, this thing stayed on, it's solid. Your edges, they're sharp. And that's why it dug in very deep. Overall, sir, your Ono is an oh yes, and it will kill.
Thank you.
Bladesmiths, welcome to our strength test. Bamboo wall chop. Now, to push your Onos to the limit, I'm gonna beat them repeatedly against a strong, thick, and springy bamboo. Now again, it's not what your Onos do to the wall, it's what the wall does to your Onos. Logan, how you feeling?
Good.
Good, I feel good too. Let's go to it. All right, Logan, good job. Your edge is still good. Everything's still tight. It's heavy. The wrap makes it a little difficult to slide down during the chop, but everything's still tight, sharp. Did a lot to that. Good job.
Thank you, sir.
Keaton, how you feeling?
Good. Let's do it.
Let me go home. All right, Keaton, good job. It's nice and light, fast, easy to swing. My favorite aspect is how you have the wood going all the way through and split up top here. Your edges are still good, everything's tight. Good job.
Thank you.
All right, Bladesmiths, now it's time to find out how sharp they are. This is the sharpness test, the water tube slice. Now, unlike the strength test, this is all about what your edge does to those water tubes. Logan, you're up first. You ready for this?
Yes, sir.
All right, Logan, that's an impressive cut. Very clean, no jagged edges on the tubes. Your weapon, sir, it will cut.
Thank you, sir.
Good job. All right, Keaton, your turn. So you ready?
Yep.
All right, Keaton, let's talk about your weapon here. Once again, I have to mention just how thin the profile of your blade is, making it razor sharp, and the cuts are very clean. Overall, sir, it'll cut.
Thank you.
All right, Bladesmiths, the weapons tests are complete. I just need to get final confirmation from them about which of you is our Forged of Fire champion. All right, weapons tests are complete. Doug, he was one more effective than the other.
No, they both performed equally well.
Okay, now let's talk about weight, balance, and craftsmanship.
Weight, balance, and craftsmanship are all found in one particular weapon, that's Keaton's.
I agree with Doug. Logan's blade is really forward heavy. It's a little harder to control.
All right. All right, Bladesmiths, the judges have evaluated your craftsmanship. You've both done incredible work here today, but only one of you can be the Forged of Fire champion, and that champion is Keaton. Congratulations, you're the Forged of Fire champion. Logan, unfortunately, your weapon didn't make the cut. David Baker's gonna tell you why.
Logan, you brought us a beautiful weapon, and this came down to the finer details of weight and balance and the usability of the weapon, and that's why we're letting you go.
Yes, sir.
Logan, that is a highly devastating weapon, but at this time, I have to ask you to please shake our hands and then please exit the forge. Come on forward, my friend.
I'm happy for Keaton, but I'm disappointed.
Keaton, that beautifully crafted and deadly Ono has earned you the title of Forged of Fire champion, and that's a title that comes with a check for $10,000. Good job, brother. Is that your smiling face? Because you look like you're in pain right now.
No, I'm excited.
All right, come on forward and shake our hands, my friend.
the Forged in Fire champion. I did it. This experience has been great. It was definitely a challenge. The biggest thing I took away from this was just work hard, keep going, no matter what happens.
The Naginata. The Naginata emerged around 1,000 years ago in Japan as a powerful pole weapon used by samurai warriors. Featuring a single-edged, slightly curved blade mounted on a wooden shaft, this 7 to 8 foot weapon was ideal for warding off attacks from enemies on horseback. Because it relied on momentum rather than upper body strength, it was an ideal weapon for female warriors. The Naginata was the weapon of choice for samurai wives defending their homes and was even wielded by Seong-mi-na in the video game series Soul Calibur. The traditions of the Naginata continue to be preserved through the teaching of the martial art Adarashi Naginata.
The Naginata was a Japanese weapon known for its long-range cutting ability. To see how sharp your Naginata is, I will take your weapon and I'll attempt to cut through these tatami mats and a side of beef. Theo, you're up first. You ready?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's do this.
Ah, jeez. All right. I'll take it. Yeah, all right.
I just want to point out that after that test, your blade has a slight bend to it. It almost cut all the way through one of the tatami mats. When it came to the side of beef, it cut cleanly through. Your blade feels good. It's got a nice weight to it, a nice balance. Overall, your Naginata will cut. Good job.
Thank you.
Joe, you're up next. You ready?
Oh, yeah.
Let's do this.
Nice. Oh, well done, man. Yeah.
I would say I'm ahead in the game. Performed a little bit better than what Theo's did.
Well, Joe, you have a very sharp blade, but we now have an issue. When I cut through the tatami mat, your handle at the seams here came apart. Your handle seam has opened up. And not only that, it picked up some cracks on this side that runs all the way down here, and on the other side, a hairline fracture that goes down this way. The seams are big enough to where I can actually put my fingernail through them. That is a critical failure. And for purposes of safety, we cannot continue to test your weapon.
There's nothing? We can't do nothing?
Bladesmiths, the judges have determined that there's no reason to deliberate. Joe, due to the catastrophic failure of your weapon's handle, you may now leave the arena.
It's not the way I wanted to win.
I feel like I'm in a round room and I'm looking for a corner to cry in. It's a pretty tough loss.
Theo, congratulations. You are the Forged in Fire champion and will be receiving that $10,000 prize. Good job.
You know what I like about your blade? The way you reinforce your handle. Because the power you generate with that saved it.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. I am elated to be the Forged in Fire champion. Not the way I wanted to win, but I'll take it. I came here the youngest, smallest person, and I won. For the shortest guy, I certainly came out on top.
Rich, Matt, you've made it to the Forged in Fire final. So far, we've asked you to design and produce a weapon of your own choosing. To claim the Forged in Fire crown, you must design and forge our mystery weapon, one of the most famous and revered weapons from history. The Japanese katana. The katana is the traditional weapon of the samurai, the noble class of warriors in feudal Japan since around 800 AD. The katana was formed from hundreds of thin layers of the purest steel available. The quicker draw of the sword was well suited to combat where life versus death depended on the weapon you carried into battle. Over the centuries, the katana has taken on many mythical properties in legend and culture, from an ability to slice through other swords to splitting a hair. And it is the sword of choice for characters in mega hits like Kill Bill and The Walking Dead. Good luck, gentlemen. We'll see you in 5 days.
My name is Rich Greenwood. By day, I work on swimming pools, and at night, I'm a bladesmith. I'm absolutely amazed that I made it this far. At every stage of the competition, I thought, this is it. I'm going home. With 5 days, I think I can actually prove my worth. I've got no power hammers, no presses. Everything is by hand. My goal is to get the blade to where I can quench it.
So what I'm doing here is I'm breaking all the sharp edges, because you got any sharp edges, you got a lot better chance of cracking something. This is where it all happens. It'll kill me or it'll make me. Here we go. You. About 4 seconds into the quench, I heard a loud tick. I knew that was it. It was all over. Several cracks along the tip. I just got the blade way too hot before I quenched it. And when you've got too hot a blade and you throw it in cooler water, it tends to crack. I'm not gonna say all is lost just yet. I'm gonna bust my ass and I'm gonna try and get something made that I'm proud of in the end. This is my final shot to stay in the competition. This blade doesn't survive, I'm out. Getting ready? I'm quenching now.
My name is Matthew Parkinson. I've been a blacksmith for 15 years. I'm gonna go for a full hardened blade. So strong and so fine-grained, it should outperform anything else that anybody can put on the table.
That's ready for heat treating. I'm gonna slide my blade down there, about 600 degrees. I'm just gonna bring it up and let it cool.
I'm doing this for my son. I'm doing this so that he can be proud of me.
See what Daddy's doing? He's setting the stone right now.
Nice. I like this sword a lot. I'm still a little apprehensive about what the judges are going to be looking for. I'm just going to cut a couple water balls, make sure the geometry is good. That was a successful test cut. This is a really good sword.
To measure how your blades stand up against flesh, Doug will cut through these fish.
Rich, yours is up. Let's put it to the test.
Nice.
It will cut.
Yes, it will.
It felt good in the slice. Good. But the recovery was a little heavier, but it still felt like it'll give me a close shave. Good job. Okay, Matt, you're up next. Are you ready?
Yep. It doesn't cut. And I'm a little confused by that. I don't know why it didn't cut.
It's got a very good feel to it. It's very light. It's got a very nice balance to it. And it'll cut. Now for the kill test. In this, we have a ballistics dummy that pretty much simulates the human form, organs, and tissues. The katana traditionally has a razor-sharp edge. That allows me to find the gaps in between the armor. I'm gonna try that with your blade to see how well it does. Rich, you're up first. Let's take a look at the damage. Oh. The thrust and the slice went all the way into the internal organs in here. And the kill shot went deep all the way into the liver. I think on the kill test, this will kill. Okay, Matt, you're up.
Definitely through the laceration, he's disemboweled here. A nice big puncture in here. That definitely will get the liver. I think it's past the kill test.
You've both obviously brought deadly implements of war here. But now, it's time to lock and load, gentlemen, because for the strength test, we're leaving the forge, and we're heading to the gun range.
What?
All right, gentlemen, this is the final test for the Forged in Fire Championship. It's the strength test. Your weapons will be tested on their ability to split a bullet. Your swords are gonna be locked into a vise. Then we're gonna fire a bullet at your blade. All right, Matt, you ready?
Break it.
3, 2, 1, engage.
Oh, yes! Yes!
Well, Matt, your sword split a bullet. There's no damage on the edge at all. Held up extremely well. That is a real, true sign of your craftsmanship.
Thank you.
Very well done. All right, Rich, you're up next.
When I look at him set the gun up and get ready to shoot that blade, there's a little bit of doubt in the back of my mind thinking it may not survive this.
3, 2, 1, engage. Nice!
Oh, yes! Sweet.
Wow.
That is outrageous.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
it's a split.
I like that blade didn't even move.
It splits the bullet. I couldn't have been happier.
There's no mark on the blade at all. Held up perfectly. No chipping.
Gotta like
Everything
that.
looks great.
Thank you.
Congratulations, gentlemen. You should be proud of the work that you've done, which only makes the judge's decision that much harder. We'll see you back at the forge. Matt, Rich, in just 5 days, you have both forged elegant and lethal Japanese katanas. But in this competition, there can only be one winner of $10,000. Matt, you are the Forged in Fire champion. Congratulations.
Good job, dude.
Rich, you did not make the cut.
I wish you had done a little bit more finish work. You let the handle get a little bit skinny. And it was almost the same proportions on each side, so I know you ran into a time constraint, but it did split a bullet, and that's truly something to be proud of.
I feel a little disappointed, but the better bladesmith won.
Well, Matt, congratulations. You are the Forged in Fire champion. You're gonna claim a $10,000 check. How do you feel?
This is awesome.
Your blade is beautiful. Not only is it beautiful, but it's fast. Cuts so cleanly through the fish. And on the ballistic dummies, that just disemboweled it for the kill test. Great job.
Blade aside, I was really impressed with your handle setup. Symmetrically, it was correct. We get good control, good grip on it. Very nicely done.
This is such a rush. I want to drive home and kiss my son. I'm the Forged in Fire champion.
Ian Austin, congratulations. Your hard work has paid off, and you guys are moving into the third and final round of this supersized competition. In this final round, you're going back to your home forges for 4 days to build an iconic weapon from history. Bladesmiths, we want you to build this. The Japanese Greatsword.
The Japanese greatsword rose in popularity during the 14th century. Reaching lengths of up to 5 feet long, this massive single-edged, slightly curved blade was designed to deliver deep, penetrating cuts upon enemy soldiers, on foot or on horseback alike. While this enormous weapon became too impractical for battle by the 17th century, it can still be seen in many action films, including the classic 1954 Kurosawa movie, Seven Samurai.
Good luck, gentlemen. We will see you in 4 days.
My name is Austin Frakes, 37 years old, from a little town right outside of Houston, Texas. I'm a sergeant with the local police department. Over my professional career, I've seen a lot of the ugly side of life, and a few years ago I picked up bladesmithing after watching Forged in Fire. I like to make beautiful knives.
This thing is absolutely ridiculous. It's huge, it's obscene.
Almost a foot to go in length.
Hoping I can get it to length quickly and get this thing quenched as quick as possible.
Right in between the two parameters. Perfect. Almost like I planned it.
The heat treating process is going to be difficult due to the extreme length and the fact that I've only got an 18-inch long forge. We are skating. I know the blade is good and hard. Happy dance. All right, that's enough of that. I am putting on faux, not real, alligator skin to give this sword a little bit of my Texas heritage down here on the dirty Third Coast. Everything looks good so far. Now it's just time for the handle wrap. Just trying to make it so that it's not uncomfortable for the judge's hands. My hands are now cramping severely as I'm doing this nearly 21 inches of braid. As I finish it up, I think it looks pretty cool. It just needs an edge, and then it's test time. I did grind the blade thin, and I'm hoping that the lighter weight and the thinner profile will help it cut better while still being thick enough to retain its edge during the damage test. Whoa!
My name is Ian Zimmerman. I'm 19 years old and I'm from the small rural town of Bedford, Pennsylvania. Probably what got me started making blades was just my dad being a carpenter. We made a lot of wooden blades, and I looked at it and I said, wouldn't it be cool if this was metal? And he's like, let's do it.
All right, so we are pretty much at length to where I want to be.
I'm pretty much done, and I'm ready to get it up to temperature and quench it.
So my gas forge isn't actually big enough to do the heat treating. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dig a ditch and make a kind of like a redneck coal forge.
I have the blade in there. I'm just watching the temperature and just making sure I don't overheat it. Things are definitely heating up, literally.
It's hardened.
I am really happy with how it came out.
Sweet.
So next thing I need to do is I need to shape this handle and get it actually ergonomic and feeling good in your hands, because this handle's pretty big.
All right.
It's starting to fit my hands really good. I really like it. It is now a fully functional sword. This thing is a beast.
So I got the Kashira put on. It's shaped. I really like it. I am ready for, yeah, making it look cool.
I start wrapping this handle. It's going really nicely. The brown and black contrast is awesome. It's starting to look like a finished product.
There we go. Very nice fit.
Cool.
Bladesmiths, welcome to the dynamic keel test. That's with great disappointment that I have to say that I will not be able to wield your weapons to test it, but Dave Baker will be enjoying and doing your tests. Ian, you're up first. You ready for this?
Go for it.
So Ian, right off, scale-wise, perfect for my hand. The wrap is really well dialed in. Your blade, every single one of those cuts, it was deadly. Your edge is still a razor blade. It lost no edge whatsoever. Nicely done.
Thank you.
All right, Austin, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, Austin, right off, your sword has a lot of height to it, and it's got a lot of mass to it, but it's really nicely balanced, which I like. An issue, there are some dull spots on your blade, dull enough that I can run my finger back and forth on it. But I really like the look of this blade. Nicely done.
Thank you.
Hi, Bladesmiths. Welcome to my dynamic test. The steel wind chime and fish slice. Ian, you're up first. You ready for this?
Not really.
Well, get ready. It's coming. All right, Ian. First things first, I'm impressed. This edge doesn't really show much of any indication that it had been smashed into steel wind chimes. You know, you can see the cuts on all these fish are nice and clean. The handle wrap is really comfortable. The dimensions are good. All in all, nice job.
Thank you.
All right, Austin, you're up, man. How you feeling?
Let's get it over with.
All right. Oh. All right, Austin. Well, you're all in one piece. Well done. Where I was hitting the wind chimes, each time I hit them, you lost more and more of your edge. There's some rolls that I can get a fingernail underneath. So as I was progressing through the fish, they became more and more difficult to cut through. But all in all, I think you did a great job.
Thank you.
The Bladesmiths, you both impressed us the entire competition, but at the end of it, only one of you can come out on top, earning the title of Forged and Fire Champion and a check for $10,000. Today's Forged and Fire Champion is Ian. Very well done. Now, Austin, unfortunately, your blade did not make the cut, and Doug's going to tell you why.
Austin, what it came down to is the dulling you took during our test, it just underperformed on the dynamic kill and sharpness test, and those are the reasons why you didn't win today.
I agree completely.
Well, Austin, it's been an absolute pleasure watching you pound steel in the forge and come out with two massive blades. But unfortunately, your time in this competition has ended. I want to say thank you for coming out, but I'm going to have to ask you to please step off the forge floor.
Thanks, y'all.
I don't like to lose, but Ian's a great guy to lose to. That definitely makes it easier.
Well, Ian, congratulations, man. That makes you a Forged and Fire champion. You'll be getting a check for $10,000. Very well done.
I'm still kind of in shock, still a little shaky, but really excited though, really thankful.
How you feeling, bud?
Pretty good. Thank you guys. The amount of people that I've met, knowing what I can do in such a short amount of time, I learned so much.